a lot of vendors selling AI, ML, all these things. What are some of the cooler projects that you can talk about that you've been a part of or that you've seen people put into production that you were like, oh yes, this actually is impactful to the business versus, hey, let's try ML or AI for the sake of trying it out and saying we're an AI company?
Yeah, indeed. That's what we see a lot, that people try to use the coolest technology for a resume looking good, like resume-driven development. That's what we see a lot. What I find useful is that there were always some NLP projects in the past, and these NLP projects were focusing on classifying chat transcripts or call transcripts and forwarding things to the right agent. That's like a customer communications channels that you see for banks, telecom, different companies really. And for this application, the simplest one at the moment that would be very successful is replacing the models that we had in place with an LLM, but keep monitoring it the way we are, because LLMs sometimes tend to perform better than what was in production back then. It makes system less reliable, maybe, but because of this reliance on third-party API and the importance of implementing fallback, but it's something that actually makes sense. And for this kind of use cases, typically you need to have a lot of labeled information. So you need to have, and you need to have people actually labeling these chats or calls, and this is really labor intensive. I'm not saying you to throw it all into LLM and just take that as a correct answer. No, but you can speed up the process by throwing that first into LLM and then letting a human looking over it and confirming that the output is correct. So actually making it faster. And you see these kind of labeling solutions out there, and I think they are really great. So this actually makes a lot of sense as well. So basically all NLP projects, I think, that we've seen in the past, that already had human in the loop feedbacks and all of that, if they were implemented correctly. Now using LLMs for those make a lot of sense. And in general, if we are talking about agentic AI, you look into, like, if you look at telecom business or banking, you have different procedures in place depending on what customer wants. And usually an agent is executing exactly procedures as written for the agent, like a human agent. But these procedures could be potentially implemented by AI.
Cool.
And then you need less human agents to work on it, because there are already written procedures, and the forwarding to the right agent already happens using machine learning model. So this is one of the most straightforward applications of it that actually make a lot of sense.